Hey guys, it's Derek for them Nature Boys, of course. Right now we're actually going to be doing something on gardening and pumpkins. As you can see, I got a couple right here that are in pretty bad shape actually, but I figured I'd use these for this segment so that way just kind of get a rough idea. Um, these are actually the ones that I planted for Halloween and stuff, which is coming up pretty soon, and I figured use these because since they're the worst of them, and do a segment on gardening and stuff like that. And as you can see, these are actually the smaller ones that I've gotten out of them. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to cut them open and use these for compost. Because after I cut them open and stuff like that, they're really not going to be any good afterwards. So I'm just going to reincorporate them for gardening and stuff, so that way I can get better soil and a better growth for next year, so that way I'll get a better crop out of them. As you can see, they are actually pretty rotten, pretty soft, so normally when you squeeze them they should be firm. um, Oftentimes people like to use them for carving jack-o'-lanterns, or if you have the small sugar pumpkins you can actually cut them up and use them for pumpkin pies, but we're not going to really be doing that with these. As you can see, they're bad. Um, so, right now, I'm actually going to cut one of them open just to show you what's inside and stuff like that, just to show what goes into getting seeds and stuff like that for next time. And of course, you want to make sure you use a sharp knife. As you can see, it's got a nice blade on it, and of course it's fairly long so that we can actually get into the pumpkins past the wall, so that way you get a good nice cut. As you can see, it cuts fairly good, so just gotta make sure your hands are away from it so that way you don't end up getting cut. You're better off actually using gloves too, so that way a little extra protection. Then pull it open. As you can see, it's fairly good on the inside, and you gotta actually carve away some of the guts so that way it's easier to get the seeds. Close that so I don't end up cutting myself. Put that over there. If you want to, you can actually just reach in, pull them out. As you can see, the seeds actually come out in clumps and stuff like that, which it's easy to get to. And I mean, you know, with a hole like that, it's fairly decent. But if you wanted to, you can actually cut it open a little more, just so that way it's a little bit easier to get the seeds out. I'm actually gonna see if I can carve some more of these out a little better. And what I'm gonna do is cut down like that, then do it on another side so that way I get a nice opening. And as you can see, you know, get a little bit of a better reach, and as you can see how thick the walls are, so you actually get a pretty good protection from, you know, whatever it is that wants to get to them and stuff like that. But as you can see, plenty of seeds. Just pull them out and reuse them for next year. Yeah, show you what it looks like on the inside. Yeah, you can see it's fairly flexible due to the fact that they're a little bit older and not as good. Yeah, good handful of seeds right there. Yeah, I know they're shooting out everywhere because it's a little wet, a little slick, but if you don't mind it, then it's actually not bad. It's actually a little bit of fun. It actually makes it a little bit easier to get the seeds out. Actually has a nice smell to it too. We had smell-o-vision, but unfortunately that hasn't come out yet. And as you can see, I got it pretty well cleaned out. No more guts on the inside. All the seeds are taken out. So, once you actually get that done, what you can do is go back and take your old pumpkin that you just carved and cut up and stuff like that. And what you can do is cut it up even more, making it smaller pieces, and reuse the shell of the pumpkin to make a compost, in which this will help replant the rest of the seeds for next year right here, and you'll get a much better crop from it. So with that, I'll just set that right there, and so you can see that I got out of that one pumpkin right here, which you get a good handful of them. Each pumpkin you get, depending on its size, anywhere from 100 to about roughly 500 seeds. So as you can see with the one pumpkin, you'll actually get a pretty good growth as far as getting more pumpkins out of them. Get the rest of them right here. There we go. And as you can see, I still have another pumpkin right here. And just from that one pumpkin, you'll actually get a ton of seeds. So that way, when you go and plant, make sure you have a decent sized garden or amount of land, so that way when you plant them, they won't choke each other off or anything like that. And like I was saying, you can use the pumpkins for compost and stuff like that, reincorporate it to the soil, so that way it'll help feed the next year's generation. You'll get a lot more seeds, a lot more pumpkins out of it. And if you have excess seeds, one thing you can do is actually clean them off, bake them, put salt on them, and eat them. They're actually good if you want to do that, if you want to go hiking or anything like that. But other than that, it's actually a lot of fun to do. A little messy, but hey, if you don't mind it, you'd actually take a lot of joy out of it, have a lot of fun, and you know, have crops for next year, so that way, boom, you got more pumpkins. So I hope you guys enjoy. Click like, subscribe, and we'll keep you in tune.